We've all been in this situation before. You're doing your sales pitch, it's going really well, but then your prospect tells you they can't take the next step with you right now. Uh-oh, what are you supposed to do? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the SiteSwan webinar. I'm Justin, one of the co-founders here at SiteSwan, and today we're going to be talking about how to overcome common sales objections when selling websites to small businesses. When you're pitching a potential client on seeing a homepage design for their business with zero obligation, you might think it's impossible you'll ever hear an objection. But no matter how good your message is, how smooth your voice is, or how nice your hair is that day, it's inevitable that you're going to get some objections. As a matter of fact, I guarantee you'll get objections. It's just part of the deal. But don't worry. Overcoming common objections is a challenge every salesperson has to face, and just another step in the sales process. If you're curious what separates good salespeople from great salespeople, it's the ability to effectively overcome objections. The more prepared you are to overcome objections, the easier it will be. And my goal today is to make it easier for you. And I come to you with firsthand experience, by the way. I've personally built up a six-figure web design agency. I've sold hundreds of small business websites using the SiteSwan platform. I've heard it all. So today's presentation is a combination of what I've personally heard in the field, along with what our resellers tell us they've heard. And I'm spelling it all out for you so you can be more successful. And I want to let you know that we are recording this session today. So if you're here, you will get the video recording sent to your inbox either later today or tomorrow. But before we jump right into it, I want to take a quick moment to help those of you who are new to this concept and idea by taking a step back and help you understand what SiteSwan is exactly. So let's all get on the same page. So SiteSwan is a website design business in a box. We launched SiteSwan back in 2011. That's right, we're celebrating 11 years this year, and we're now more than ever 100% committed to the growth and success of our clients and resellers. We're headquartered in Long Island, New York, and all of our development, coding, sales, everything is done right here in the United States. You have a high quality platform built from the ground up by people who are passionate about helping small businesses grow and helping you grow, because we give you everything you need to start, run, and grow your web design business. We aren't just an awesome website builder. The SiteSwan platform is the only all-inclusive package for web design. SiteSwan has been loved and used by over 1,800 agencies, designers, and entrepreneurs globally. We have stellar reviews online about us, and we're recognized by Capterra, a software review company, as a top website builder 2 years running, and we're honored to have that distinction. So what makes starting your own web design business with SiteSwan a good business opportunity? Well, there are several things. Let's start with the fact that every business needs a website. We can all agree on that, right? But sadly, shockingly, most don't have one. So you have a huge pool of customers to sell to. Plus, there's something like 500,000 new businesses started every month. So you actually have an endless supply of prospects. Next is that you can do this part-time or full-time. It's your choice. Some people start a web design business working at nights and weekends and grow at their own pace. But if you want to jump in with 2 feet and go full-time, then do it. You probably won't regret it. Next, this is a business opportunity that allows you to work from anywhere, so you can travel or work from the couch. You probably want more freedom with your work life, right? So if you're going to start a business, you should be able to run it from anywhere, ideally. And with web design, all you need is a laptop and a cell phone as your essentials. So you can work from wherever you can get a Wi-Fi connection or a few bars on your phone. Number 4, a great business opportunity is not a multi-tiered marketing scheme or a direct sales thing that requires you to sell a product no one needs to your family and friends and then try to get them on the hook to join your network or whatever that stuff is. With SiteSwan, you can start your own web design brand and operate a legitimate independent agency that offers a high value, much needed, in-demand service to small local businesses. Next up, you probably want something that can be grown quickly, so you don't have to wait for years to see results. you should be able to generate revenue and maybe even profits within a very short period of time. And you can achieve immediate profitability selling like 4 sites. That's pretty hard to beat. And along those same lines, when you're starting a business, it ideally shouldn't require a large upfront investment that you got to dig yourself out of. You don't want to have a mountain of costs before you can even begin to earn money. So this fits the bill because this is not the type of business that you need to rent expensive office space for, or purchase inventory, or pay for classes to learn what you're doing. All you'll have is a low monthly fee. And finally, this is a great business opportunity because it's part of a growing industry. Look, you don't want to get into a business that's delivering, printed yellow pages telephone books, or doing shoe shining, or managing a cigarette vending machine, for example. You want to be in a current, growing industry. And web design is a booming $40 billion industry and has been consistently growing every year. The web is like the universe, it's ever expanding. So, look, we checked all the boxes here, but there's one more. What makes a business opportunity really great? I'm going to highlight it for you. It generates upfront and recurring passive income. This is the holy grail. And here's how you achieve it. With every website you sell, there is also monthly recurring passive revenue attached to it. People pay you a setup fee to launch their site, and they also pay an ongoing hosting, support, and maintenance fee. So put all this together, and you've got a really great business opportunity on your hands. So this passive income you're generating, not only can you set your own prices and charge whatever you want, you can also go about the sales process however you'd like. But we don't hang you out to dry. We give you sales scripts, we give you marketing materials, so you don't have to create your own sales process from scratch. But you should tailor your sales approach to your market, your own personality, and your goals. Now, fortunately, selling websites to small businesses is extremely straightforward. Every business needs a website, but you'd be shocked at how many businesses don't have one, or have an old, hideous site, or in desperate need of a new one. And when it comes down to it, sales is just a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more deals you'll close. Your main purpose in sales is to sell as high a percentage of the people you talk to as possible. So if you sell 1 out of every 20 people you talk to, well, your goal is to get that down to 1 out of 19, and then 18, and then 17, so you can be more efficient and close more deals. In order to achieve greater efficiency, you have to practice. Sales is a skill you develop over time. Nobody's born a good salesperson. It takes experience, trial and error, and even practice. Fine-tuning your pitch, implementing different wording, tone of voice, your speed at which you speak. They can all play a role in your closing percentage, but I'll tell you this, I don't care how good or how tight your pitch is, you're always going to face what we call sales objections. Your potential client is creating a roadblock for you, making it harder for you to close them. They're not saying yes. So you have to overcome those objections to get to the yes. And there are several common objections you'll face selling websites to small businesses, which we'll be going over in great detail today. But first, let's go over some ground rules for handling objections. So regardless of what someone says to you, these are the general rules. There's a few things that can apply to pretty much any sales objection you face. And the first one is to validate their concerns by repeating it back to them. So this has 2 major benefits. It not only makes your client feel heard and understood, but it lets you slightly reword it if necessary, so you can more easily overcome it. The second rule is to thank them for their honesty in raising their concern. By doing this, you're essentially complimenting them for having the guts to be honest, while also making them really commit to this objection so they can't squirm out from under it. And that's closely related to the third rule, which is to ask if there's anything else concerning them. We don't always have to ask this question, but if you do it before you address their objection. This way, if they say, no, there's nothing else concerning me, which they probably will, then you're teeing them up for the sale after you overcome that objection. Finally, please don't forget this rule. Be polite. Don't talk down to them, don't belittle them, or make them feel like they're doing something they shouldn't. You want to try and get on their side and stay on their side while overcoming their objection. So, with those rules in hand, let's look at the top sales objections that you might face and what to do if you're ever up against them. You ready? The first common sales objection we're discussing today is going to initially feel devastating and almost impossible to overcome when you first hear it. I'm too busy as it is right now. I don't need a website. You get like this deer in headlights sensation just kind of wash over you. I remember when I first heard it, I was like, oh, geez, yeah. There's lots of businesses that are so busy, they don't need a website. I started agreeing with it. But then I realized how little sense that made. I'll explain. If a business owner says, I'm too busy, I don't need a website, it's probably because they feel busy, because the phone's ringing, deals are closing, revenue's coming in. That's fantastic. But they may not be operating as wisely or efficiently as they could be. And being that busy could feel very overwhelming. Now, what they are really saying is they're saying, I'm so busy that I don't think I will be able to take on new customers. They're assuming the only benefit of a website is to get new customers, which they don't believe they could even take on. So this seems tricky at first, but here's what you can do. First, commend them on their success. Not every business can say they're too busy. Then highlight some of the reasons why it's important for them to have a website, regardless of how good business is going today. Then explain how investing in a website can help them save time, operate more efficiently, and continue to thrive even as consumer behavior changes, which it absolutely will. So if someone says they're too busy as it is and they don't need a website, here's what you might say in response. I hear this a lot and I get it. You've survived all this time without a website, so why now would you suddenly need one if things are going well? First of all, congratulations for being able to stay so busy without a website. You've got a lot to be proud of, and lots of businesses wish they could say this. But here's the deal. The one truth in business is that past success does not guarantee future success, right? Just because what you're doing is working now, it doesn't mean it always will, especially with the speed at which consumer behaviors change. I can't help but wonder if part of what makes you so busy is that you're constantly having to establish trust with potential customers. You're answering the same questions over and over on the phone. And maybe you're busy with the wrong customers. All that bogs you down and makes you feel busy, but you're actually just kind of wasting time. And a website can help you save time and be more efficient. Here's what I mean. If you had a larger pool of potential clients to choose from because you were getting more leads, for example, you could cherry pick your favorite, most profitable clients. So you may not need more clients at all, but simply better clients. And then you can enjoy your life more as a business owner. Look, not having a website today is like not having a phone number 20 years ago for your business. You would never do that. I mean, imagine not having a phone number for your business. And your website monthly fee of just 50 bucks a month is less than what your phone bill is. Would you be willing to see my ideas for a website design for your business in that price range? So you see what I did there? I complimented. I didn't talk down. I tried to get in their side and made sure to ask for the sale, or at least asked a question to drive the sale forward. With me so far? One down, six to go. The number two common objection you might face: a website costs too much money. Let me explain. A lot of small business owners have this misconception that they will need to break the bank in order to get a professional site, or that your prices will be out of their price range. What they're really saying is, I've heard what some people pay for their sites and it sounds unreasonable and not worth it to me. Okay, fair enough. Here's what you can do if you're up against this. First, compare the cost, your cost, to a competitor or an everyday expense they might have. Then highlight the features and what's included with your service so they understand what they're getting. Then discuss the benefits when presenting the value proposition because benefits is what sells. Finally, consider offering them a special discount to seal the deal. So if your lead says a website costs too much money, here's what you can say. I totally understand your price sensitivity. I'm sure you have lots of costs associated with running your business. So you need to know that you're going to get a good return on any investment you make. And I get it. I'm sure you've heard some of your peers spending $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 or more to launch a nice website. But because of our proprietary technology and our process, We're able to offer the same or better quality as our competitors, but at a fraction of their cost. For just $499 upfront and $49 a month, you get a professional website specifically designed for your business. It's fully responsive, so it works great on all devices, tablets, smartphones. We help you with your domain name, set up your site for search engine optimization. We offer super reliable cloud hosting, an SSL certificate for maximum security, perpetual compatibility with all future technology. We'll do the updates for you whenever you need them. There's built-in statistics. We offer friendly local support, and there's no hidden fees, and it's fast turnaround. You get all this, and I can get a site launch for you in less than 2 weeks. This will help you make an amazing first impression, increase your online visibility, improve your search results, build consumer confidence, and attract more people to your business. And all this costs less than a cup of coffee a day. So again, $499 upfront, $49 a month. Does that feel way higher than you imagined this would cost? People like saying no, by the way, in the sales process. So asking a question that elicits a no is actually a very good technique. So, does this sound like way higher than you imagine? No, no, it doesn't. Good. And then what you could also do is keep a promotional offer, a discount on the setup fee in your back pocket so that you can offer that if you need to. So overall, this is a very valid objection, right? Because traditional website design can easily exceed thousands of dollars for a basic website. But SiteSwan enables you to create beautiful professional websites at a fraction of the time and therefore at a fraction of the price. With SiteSwan, you can satisfy businesses with even the smallest budgets. And you've got to convey that to the lead. Okay? On to the next one. The number 3 common objection you might face selling websites to small businesses is, I don't have time to talk about this. Can you just email me some information? I know I've heard this one before because many business owners are short staffed, overworked, wearing too many hats, and feel they can't make time to even discuss a new website for their business. So, what they're really saying is, I know I should probably get a site, but I can't even set aside the time to assess what I should say or what it should do for me. So, with that in mind, here's what you can do. Start by recognizing and acknowledging that their time is valuable and offer to speak at off hours. Then get their attention by mentioning their competitors and assure them that it won't interfere with running their business. Finally, let them know you'll take care of everything, including ongoing updates whenever they need them. So if your prospect says they don't have the time to talk about this, you can say something like this. Oh, it sounds like time is a very scarce resource for you. And I want to respect that. Let's skip the small talk and get right to the point then. And if you prefer, we can do this after hours or at a specific time when you don't have customers in front of you. That's fine. Let me know, but this will only take a minute and your competitors are doing it. So I don't want you to miss out. The process of getting a website with us is very straightforward. I already know 90% of what we're going to do for you. In fact, I have your homepage all designed in my head already because I've been researching your industry. We do all the work. It requires no work from you. It's completely hands off. Remember, I'll not only design and launch your site, but I'll even help you keep it up to date by making edits and changes on your behalf whenever you need them done. Just let me know. The first step is to do a 100% free homepage design for you. No obligation. If you love it, we move forward and the site is launched in a week. If you need changes or modifications, we'll do them until you love it. I promise it won't bog you down or interfere with your day-to-day responsibilities. Will you let me do a free homepage design for you? So see what we did there? We ease their concerns by recognizing that their time is valuable and that a website won't interfere with them running their business. We explain the simple approach you'll take and that you will handle everything from start to finish, including the monthly updates so they can focus on their business. And of course, offer to create a free demo design to get the ball rolling and assure them that you can build their entire site quickly without dragging out the process, which is a common problem amongst many web developers taking months to get a site launched. Of course, that will prevent it from interfering with their day-to-day operations as well. Okay, that's 3 down. Let's move on to number 4. The number 4 objection you might hear when selling websites to small businesses is, I don't need a website. I've got a Facebook page. When you hear this, it means they for some reason think that making a good first impression online starts and ends with social media. So what they're really saying is, I've got a lot of information online and I don't understand the difference between what I have and what you're offering. So what can you do about that? Well, I'll tell you. First, congratulate them on seeing the importance of social media, because not every business owner is active on Facebook. Next, explain the idea of a holistic approach to digital marketing that reaches above and beyond social media. Then emphasize how a website actually emboldens their Facebook page. It strengthens it. You'll also want to explain the importance of being featured in as many places as possible online. And another thing you might want to do is use our resource. It's called Facebook Page versus Website to help explain the key differences between the two. So if your website lead claims they don't need a website because they've already got a Facebook page, say this. I'm very happy to hear that you're active on social media. While social media is very important, it's not a substitute for a website, unfortunately. What I'm proposing is that you actually take a more holistic approach to your marketing and increasing your exposure across the internet in our community. Don't you wish you had more flexibility with the types of things you post to Facebook? You can use a website to expand on your Facebook posts and create pages on your site to flesh out the topics and subjects that you post about. A website functions as the hub of all of your marketing and advertising and is 100% branded for you, unlike Facebook, which will always be co branded and cluttered with links and ads to your competitors. Plus, only about two-thirds of Americans are on Facebook. And they're technically a Google competitor, which doesn't really bode well for Google search results. You're subject to their ever growing list of restrictions, limitations, and censorship, and advertisements are always flanking your Facebook page. Only your website will have its own domain name and is a critical element of your company's overall branding. Would you like to see an example of how beautiful a new website for your business can be and compare it to your Facebook page and maybe even see how well it can work with your Facebook page? So that's our recommendation for responding to that objection. Now, we've actually put together a cheat sheet to help you overcome this objection even easier. It's a side by side comparison of a Facebook page stacked up against a true small business website, and it's available in the resources section of your SiteSwan dashboard. And here's why. You know the difference between Facebook and a website, but sometimes that's difficult to clearly and concisely convey in the pressure of the sales moment. So you can actually read right from this document or send it directly to the prospect. You can print it out, send it as a PDF. You can even customize it, and this will equip you with a canned response to overcome this simple objection. Business owners need to understand that while social media is a great marketing tool, it's certainly not a replacement or a substitute for having your own website. The best way to overcome this objection is simply knowing the differences between the two and the advantages of having both. On to the number 5 common objection you might hear when selling websites to small businesses. This one is my absolute favorite. I don't need to hire a web designer. I'm going to build one myself. Let me explain. They've seen or they've heard of the do it yourself DIY website builders and are convinced they can take care of it without hiring and paying for a professional to do it. So, what they're really saying is, I don't want to overpay for something I can just do myself. So, here's what you can do start by politely asking, why haven't you already? If they reply that they haven't had the time, you can challenge them by asking, well, what makes you think you'll have the time now? And explain all the drawbacks with this decision and the benefits of working with you. Next, remind them that web design is a professional service, best left to a professional to be done the right way. Try to make a connection to their line of work as a comparison, and then bring the truth. Look, most small business owners who try to build their own site end up giving up and paying someone else to finish it for them, which could cost more time and money than just hiring you from the beginning. It's more expensive to fix something sometimes than just to build it fresh. So if someone says they're going to build a website themselves, here's how you can respond. Let me ask you, what's the reason you haven't already built one? I know you have limited time and resources as a business owner. I've watched a lot of business owners struggle to build their own sites on one of those platforms you see advertised on TV. They make it sound easy, but it's not. Look, you're a plumber. Would you suggest I fix a leak in my bathtub drain or change the shut-off valve for my washing machine myself? Or would I be much better off hiring a professional with experience? If you don't build websites every day, you're going to be hard pressed to create and maintain something using industry best practices the way I can for you. Look, the truth is that most small business owners who think they can build their own site end up getting frustrated. They give up and they wind up paying someone to finish it for them, which oftentimes can be more expensive than just hiring my firm from the get-go. Remember, I offer a no-risk homepage design so you can see what I'm capable of before you pay a dollar. This isn't a free estimate or proposal. It's an actual homepage design I'm going to build specifically for your business. And I don't charge anything for you to see it. Get it? Got it? Good. We got two more for you. We're on to the number 6 common objection you might hear selling websites to small businesses. I've already got a website. Why do I need a new one? Or I don't need a new one. When you hear this, it's probably because they're averse to change or think that any website is the same as a good website. But what they're really saying is, my current website's good enough and I don't see the value of investing in a new one. Okay, easy enough. Here's what you can do. Start by asking, are you 100% happy with your existing website? And I have a couple of really good follow-ups to this question, regardless of how they answer. Next, highlight any flaws or areas of concern with their existing website. The more you look at small business websites, the quicker you'll be able to identify the shortcomings very quickly. And then explain your ideas for a new website and why they should switch to you. Very straightforward. So if they've already got a website, they don't know why they need a new one, here's what you can say. Let me ask you, would you label yourself 100% happy with your existing website? If they say no, well, I think you should be, and my clients only stay with me because they feel that way. If they say, yes, I am 100% happy, well, I believe you should be 110% happy with your site, the way my clients feel about theirs. I couldn't help but notice some things about your site that might need attention. For example, I didn't see an active SSL certificate in your site, which is critical for instilling confidence and trust in your visitors and helping your site perform better in search. I also noticed some outdated information on your site. There really isn't a great call to action that tells people what they need to do when they first get there. And I don't think your clients are getting the impression that you're their best option amongst your competitors when you compare sites. You have the ability to put your business in a better light to make a better first impression on clients. I would love to have the opportunity to show you my ideas for a new website. It includes all these things and will probably even get you better search results. I might even be able to save you money as well. Would you be willing to set aside a couple minutes to review with me? Keep in mind, there is no cost to see it. So if you've got a lead who already has a site, just take a quick look at their site. See if you can locate any obvious areas for improvement that you can bring up when overcoming this objection. All right. Last but not least, the number 7 common objection you might face when selling websites to small businesses. Business is slow. We need to wait for things to pick up. So this is almost the opposite of our first one, right? Basically, they want a new website and see the value in one, but are worried about making an investment right now due to their current circumstances. So what they're actually saying is, I like what you're offering, but I'm scared to pull the trigger. Okay, fair enough. Here's what you can do. Start by sympathizing with their current situation. Then remind them of the alternative of not taking action now. Next, give them an example. Give them an example of how a website has positively impacted a competitor of theirs or another client of yours, and then offer them a special discount or even a payment plan to soften the impact of the investment. Here's what you might say if a business owner claims that they're too slow to make a website investment now. I'm sorry to hear that business is slow. It's a challenging time for a lot of business owners. Decisions to increase your expenses at a time like this might seem counterintuitive, but when you think about how important a website is, it's actually an essential piece of the puzzle to help you turn things around, and one that's surprisingly affordable and easy to get a return on. Look, if heaven forbid things get worse, you'll probably kick yourself for not investing $50 a month for a professional website to help you right the ship. I can point to several examples of other businesses who faced a similar threat and are so grateful that they chose to prioritize their marketing when times were toughest. After all, you need more customers to pick up the business. And we build the types of websites that help consumers find you and make them want to work with you. Our website services come with a setup fee and a monthly fee. They're extremely competitive and reasonable, but given your situation, if I was able to discount or work out a payment plan with you for the setup fee so that you don't experience an upfront burden, would you be interested in seeing a homepage design idea I have for your business? It makes sense, right? Especially when you consider that the majority of your profits from selling a website come from that monthly fee. The setup fee is mostly just to make sure you don't, you have their interest, you have their commitment, and you don't lose your shirt on the deal. helps pay, a commissioned salesperson if they're the ones doing the sale. So, but what you really care about is that monthly fee. So discount the heck out of that setup fee if you need to. So those are the top 7 sales objections you might face selling websites to small businesses. Now, you might still come across others, but there's a good chance they might be derivatives of or very closely related to these 7 that we went over today. Now, before you just copy and paste what I gave you and start using it on your clients, I got a few tips for success for you. The first one is be prepared. The best way to handle objections is preparing yourself for what someone might say. So review this webinar again, read our blog article on the topic, and share it with your sales team. And then practice. You got to make sure that the responses flow out of you easily, that you don't stumble over your words too much, and that it aligns with the way you normally speak. So you've got to get comfortable with these responses. The next one is don't get frustrated. Someone might cut you off as you're going through your rebuttal, or they might change their tune and throw a different objection at you. Or maybe they're just argumentative. If they're not willing to engage with you, don't lose your cool or get down on yourself. Just move on or try them again another time. Then, a reminder to make sure you sell yourself. People like buying from people who they like. If you're not amicable, friendly, or down to earth, it won't matter how good your pitch is or how good your rebuttals are. They're just not gonna buy. And please don't forget this rule. Be sure to ask for the sale. Again, after you've overcome their objection. It's perfectly fine to find yourself asking for the sale multiple times in your conversations. And the best time is after you've successfully hurdled their objection. Finally, utilize our resources, please. Let's talk a little bit about that for a minute. So the resources section of your SiteSwan dashboard is loaded with helpful sales material that not only assists you in overcoming common objections, but also help you put your best foot forward in the sales process. We've got beautiful sales sheets and flyers, infographics and comparison charts like that Facebook chart I showed you before, brochures and postcards you can customize, sales scripts and email sales templates you can utilize, ebooks and reference guides for educational purposes, along with videos and how-tos so you can always have training information handy. The content we have here, honestly, is worth the SiteSwan subscription all by itself, in my opinion. Equipped with this information, you've got the potential to soar. And if you do this right and follow our lead, you've got unlimited potential. Remember, with your SiteSwan account, you're making one-time sales that generate passive income. The more focused you are on making more sales, the more money you're going to make. And I'm putting this chart up here to remind you, if you use our minimum suggested price of just $500 up front, $50 a month, basically what I said before, but using rounder numbers, if you sell just one site per week, you can earn over $41,000 in your first year and be generating $2,600 per month in recurring revenue. But then look what happens. Sell just 2 sites a week, and you can earn over $83,000 in your first year with $5,200 per month in recurring revenue. Sell 3 sites a week, which is not a big number, and you can earn over $120,000 in your first year. And look at the recurring revenue number here, $7,800 per month in recurring revenue. And remember, you can start this part-time and grow at your own pace, or go all in full-time and exceed these numbers. It's totally up to you. For those of you who aren't already on board with us, keep in mind we give you everything you need to get started. You're essentially getting a web design business in the box, which consists of our proprietary, custom-built, easy-to-use, responsive website builder, packed with over 200 custom themes for tons of industries. Your very own marketing websites. You can tell the world you're selling websites to small businesses now. Lots of sales and marketing material to help you sell more sites more efficiently. Personalized sales and product training. Reliable 24/7 online and email support. Your very own reseller dashboard where you manage your clients from. Our proprietary lead generation tool. SSL and secure cloud hosting for every site in your account. The privilege of having a solution that's white labeled, totally branded for you. The freedom to set your own prices and ability to charge your customers right from your dashboard. All of this with no royalties, no franchise fees of any kind. All you pay is one flat low monthly fee for your account, which is available and visible on our website's pricing page, so you can find the plan that's best for you. So get out there and start selling. Now, let's get your questions answered. Holy cow, that's a lot of questions. Okay, my looks like my moderators have been doing a great job answering them, so I'm gonna skim through them. I might just pick out a few to read off here, elaborate a bit if I need to on the answers, even though my moderators have done a pretty good job here. All right, don't be offended if I don't read your question aloud, but I promise if they haven't already, my moderators will answer your question. Let's see. Oh, we're getting some technical questions. Oh, happy to see some active users utilizing our webinar today. This is very good. So Randy asked a question about email services, and I'm curious if that was about email marketing. Yeah, that's one of the nice things is that when you're selling websites to small businesses, you can really engage potential clients via email. So what some folks will do is they will start to build up an email list, and whether it's with MailChimp or Constant Contact or something like that, and then send out regular emails to your leads. And sometimes you might actually use these common objections as email material, right? You could say something like, a subject line for one of your emails might be, think you're too busy to invest in a new website, or think you're too busy to even think about a new website. We understand. And then you can basically, use the rebuttal as the email content. And it could be a great way to connect with some of your potential clients. Let's see. So this is kind of in line with the sales process. A little bit off topic, but I don't mind addressing it. So Myra is saying, how and when in the sales process do you get a deposit? Is it after they like the homepage design? Any suggestions on how to take the deposit smoothly? So here's the good news, Meyer. When you take into consideration the fact that, especially if your setup fee is less than $1,000, that amount of money is a very reasonable amount to ask in whole after you're presenting the homepage design. And that's something we talk about in our training sessions, is doing a homepage design presentation with your client. You walk them through the entire homepage design that you did for them. And then at the end, you ask for their credit card because you've impressed them, you've wowed them, you've exceeded their expectations when it comes to the homepage design. They want to see what the rest of the site looks like. They're asking you for changes. You say, all I need is just the upfront payment for the site, the 500 or 800 or whatever you're charging on a credit card. If you need, I'll send you a credit card, form for you to fill out. And then we'll process that full amount. We'll have the site launched next week, and your monthly charges will start next month. So we don't really recommend that you break up the homepage, the setup fee into multiple payments unless you really, really, really need to, because you're helping them out. Most small businesses, if they don't use, their financial situation as an objection, don't need to divide up that upfront payment because of the fact that we have, you're not asking for a lot of money. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Carl is asking, what do you recommend to be able to stay on top of all of these objections when talking to clients? Okay, so I guess so one of the things I might recommend is to create yourself a little cheat sheet. Now, you might not need to read off word for word exactly what I provided you with today. It's probably more important you get the key points, especially when you're having a conversation with someone. You may not just read everything off all in one shot. It may be a little bit of back and forth, overcoming that objection. So having a little bit of a cheat sheet that you can reference. If you want to put it in a Google Docs, if you want to have it on your desktop somewhere, and just study it, reference it from time to time. Especially if you know that you're going to be spending a couple of hours doing some prospecting. Read it over a few minutes before so that it could stay fresh in your mind and you can be ready. The better prepared you are to be able to deliver the the rebuttal to their objection, the better that the sales flow is going to go. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, here's a good one. I might just do one more because I'm trying to be respectful of everyone's time. I see my moderators are doing a great job of answering all the rest of the questions that are coming in, but this one is very much on topic. This comes, oh, where did it go? I just had it. No, where is it? I thought the name was Sam. There it is. Sam is asking, are the majority of the responses to objections happening on the phone or via email? You know, I guess it depends on how you're actually initiating the conversation. It's very possible that you will have objections come through via email. And that's probably, I don't know if it's, I would say it's probably better if you got objections coming through an email because then you can just basically copy and paste, right? And just put it all out there and you're not going to have to, you won't get interrupted, that's for sure. Just relying on them reading it. You might actually follow up with them with a phone call as well. So if they object to you in an email, you might send them a response via email and then say, I'm also going to follow this up with a phone call so we can talk about it. And it would probably be a little bit easier for them to comprehend the rebuttal if they have it visibly in front of them in an email, as well as it being verbalized to them over the phone. Does that help? I hope it does. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. I want to be respectful of everyone's time. Just as a reminder, this was recorded. It's being recorded. So as soon as I end this meeting, which I'm about to do, a replay is going to start from the beginning in case you want to review any portion of this conversation again. We'll also send out a recording via email, like I said, today or tomorrow. So with that, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Have a great rest of your day, rest of the week, rest of the month here, and reach out to us or your account rep if you have any other questions you didn't think to ask during this session. We look forward to working with each and every one of you if we aren't already. So take care, have a great one, and cue the replay.